Hi guys, so a bit of a surprise today then with Schwartzman winning the match against Thiem, and quite of a strange match I think from Thiem's perspective. I don't think he was playing his best tennis after all, and most of the commentators and a lot of people thought that this could happen, but it was still looking at the last match of Thiem against Caston, where he faced a lot of drop shots and was not able to. Basically, you can say the fatigue because of the fatigue and the physical and the mental impact of that U.S. Open win that happened to Thiem. So he was not able to chase down most of the drop shots in the previous match, and even when he was able to chase down, he didn't know what to do with them. So I think Thiem was not playing his best tennis, of course, but then I think Schwartzman played well today, and as I mentioned in my pre-match video, that Thiem was the favorite, and of course he was. But Schwartzman is a very solid player, and I mentioned that he's a very good counter puncher. So I think, from my perspective, Thiem's strategy was not correct, even though he was getting a little bit of success. Using his slice shot a lot. I mean, more than 50% of the time he used the slice shot, but I think still it's not a good play because it's not his forte, right? It's not his strength. It's not his weapon to use the slice. And of course, he was trying to slow down the match, the pace of the match, because he was fatigued. He didn't want to be involved, in long rallies. And even if he was involved, he didn't want to run that much or put that much power. And that's something that really lacked, I think, in his match. If you compare this match with the last year's French Open final against Rafa, you can clearly see that his strength of shots, his weight of shots, the amount of energy he puts into every shot was not there. Okay, and he was maybe because of the conditions or because only of the fatigue that he had in the previous month, uh, whatever the reason was, but it was clearly not. He was not looking his in his best form, and he was playing a lot of slice and dice sort of tennis, and not even serving that big. And then I mean, clearly, if you look at the last point in the last one or two sets, he was really tired. And if you see the last point, even, I mean, it's the match for a place in the semi final, and he was like looking too tired, just going for drop shots on the very important points, and was of course not able to make them. And I think a lot of credit goes to Schwartzman because he kept playing, and he kept the momentum going. It was a new place, new territory for him, first time in the semifinals, and I think he stayed there till the end. It looked like in the fourth set he was going to go away. It was going to be just one of those matches wherein Thiem was, not playing well, but still he could just get away with it. But it just didn't happen, and Schwartzman stayed there. Full credit to him. But I think from Thiem's perspective, I still think that the strategy that he applied today in today's match was definitely not correct because it's not his strength. So I think even if the player is not playing well, at least in big moments, they need to understand how the opponent is playing. Okay, so for Schwartzman, even though he had a few issues tracing down or trying to adapt to Thiem's slice backhands, but I think overall Schwartzman is a very good mover on the court, and he is able to counter that. As you can see, he was able to counter that slice backhands from Thiem, and he was able to rally. And that's something is the strength of Schwartzman. I mean, if you see uh, the different matches that Schwartzman plays, he is not known for his power or his big serve or maybe his volley. He's known for his variety and his movement on the court. And if that's his strength, I mean, as an opponent, you need to play against it, right? It's not that you need to play just like he's playing. I understand that Thiem was tired and he was just trying to buy some time for his shots. But always going on slicing more than 50% of the time when he has one of the best backhands in the game. certainly down the line if he could try that shot, and he did try it a lot of times, and whenever he hit it correctly, he was successful. And his off forehand, his aggressive forehand, it was not to be seen today. Really a bit disappointed from his performance, because people were rooting for him to win the French Open this year. Having won the US Open, he would have got a lot of confidence in his game. But at the same time, since even in the US Open he did not win it quite easily, there were some tight five setters, and even his previous match here was a tight five setter. So he was definitely tired, but I think that's no excuse when you are in a Grand Slam quarterfinal or a semi-final. And I think if he wants to be in that company of Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, who are of course like the kings in tennis, then certainly he needs to improve on this aspect, because uh, even though you're tired, it's not like he lost it completely. He had a lot of chances, and in the fourth set he was like just 2 points away from the match. And then at least at that point he should have been a more aggressor and more aggressive in his strokes and just tried to finish it off. But I'm not sure, even if it was a return game or his serve game. On in all the games he was playing quite circumspect sort of tennis. Slices all around, not being aggressive. And when it didn't work, of course he tried to change things up with one or two shots being aggressive. But the way he plays against Nadal and the way he plays against the other guys, that's the way he needs to play to win, because that's his strength, to be aggressive on both the wings and not use slice that much, but be aggressive, or at least be heavy on his shots. But that slice that he uses, it was most of the time, if you saw the match, it was mid court, and it was just slow and low. Of course, with the taller guys, it would have maybe helped a lot. But Schwartzman is a good player. He can counter that, and that's what we saw. So I think a little bit of mistake strategically from Thiem in terms of his play. We understand that he was tired, he was fatigued, but still he had a lot of chances and he should have won this match. But then again, credit goes to Schwartzman. He was almost on the brink of a defeat in the fourth set, but he came back, and he stood there till the end. Now, having said that, he has already beaten Nadal in his previous match, in the previous tournament. But I think the most important thing for Schwartzman is that he'll also get a couple of days off, and that would really help him to recover from this tough match. And so great performance from Schwartzman, and disappointing performance in the end from Thiem. The way he lost the final set, I think he looked a little bit tired, and I was expecting more of a fight from him, because he made some statements like he'll give his all, and try and push to his limit. But it didn't look like, because he had a lot of chances. He wasn't blown away from the court. He had a lot of chances to win, and I think he should have uh, put in more effort in the final set to win the match, because he was really close. Who knows, the conditions were different this year, and Nadal is not going away. So next year, if the conditions are again hot and humid, Nadal is going to be there until he retires. He's always going to be there, and it's difficult for anybody to win the French Open. So I think this was a good opportunity. Most of the matches are being played in the night as well, so it's sort of an indoor court. Even it's slow and low, and the ball is not bouncing that high. So all of these factors would have helped Thiem against Nadal, but we would never know, because now Thiem is lost, and I think Schwartzman will play a very good match against Nadal. But let's just hope that he stays fit, and we'll see what happens with Nadal in the next match. So, so great match, like more than 5 hours, just above 5 hours, and great struggle from both the guys. I won't say that it was a very high quality match, but certainly high quality in terms of the struggle that both the players did, and the twists and turns. Of course, I think there was a time period between the match where no player was able to win more than three games in a row, and a lot of breaks in the match, a lot of ifs and buts. There was rain in between, and I think the only thing that I take away from this match in terms of analysis is that Thiem's strategy really disappointed me, because I think he should have been more aggressive. That is how he could have won the game. So if you, I sort of compare, not, I don't want to compare apples with oranges, but if I do compare a similar style is when Murray plays against Djokovic. So if you see, uh, even though Murray is a good rally guy and he rallies really well, but if he comes against Djokovic, Djokovic has that extra gear, and Djokovic is better in that department than Murray. So even though Murray, if you have seen all the Australian Open matches between Murray and Djokovic, you would know that Murray plays really well, gets it to the tie break, but then just 1 or 2 points from Djokovic, he just changes the gear, and then it's a close match. But by the time the third set and fourth set comes, Murray is completely tired, because he has spent a lot of energy in rallying, wherein he knows that Djokovic is better in that department, so he needs to be aggressive. And whenever he does get aggressive, he definitely wins the match. So if you see the 2012 semi-final between Murray, Australian Open semi-final between Murray and Djokovic, the Murray started that match very well. He played a lot of aggressive games, and uh, he did play really well. But then Djokovic was too good that year, so he couldn't win. But Murray couldn't win. But I think it's a similarity here, because if Thiem knows that Schwartzman is a very good player when he rallies, he's a good counter puncher of both the wings. He doesn't have any major weaknesses. So he doesn't need to play that way, right? He needs to be aggressive. What is his unique factor? That he hits the ball very heavy with a lot of topspin, very high loopy balls that might actually trouble Schwartzman. But today, I think that was really disappointing to see him just employing slice all the time. Even though it did frustrate Schwartzman for a bit, but I still don't think that was a good strategy, because that is not the strength of team. And so I think he would learn a lot from this match, and I think he'll come back strong next year in the French Open. So let's just hope that Schwartzman plays well against Nadal, and it's a good match. I would be rooting for Schwartzman, but uh, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody can beat Nadal unless Nadal is not playing well. Even for Djokovic, I think he's playing really well, but somehow, if it was Australian Open or some other tournament, I would have backed Djokovic. But here, I think Nadal is almost unplayable at this moment. So I think from here, I thought the only way Nadal would have faced any issue was if he would have to beat Thiem and Djokovic back to back. But as we have seen a lot of times, it doesn't happen like that. And in a way, we can say Nadal has been a little lucky in that department, because whenever these sort of matchups we see in the draws, usually what happens is someone or some of the other player loses early in the rounds, and then it becomes a sort of a less difficult draw for Nadal. But I think Nadal has earned that luck, because he just never goes away, and he never went away for the last like 12 to 13 years. Every year he's been at the French Open, unless he's injured. He most probably wins the French Open, and it's not always easy for him. He has played a lot of matches, a lot of times came back from difficult situations. So he's always there. I mean, he's till the there till the end. What happened today with Thiem, I am not sure we can ever see that happening with Nadal, because he just doesn't go away. Even if he's tired, he has played matches day after day for 5 to 6 hours, and still he has looked fresh and given his all. And certainly after having these many opportunities, even if he's tired or injured, if he has opportunities, he takes them. If you see the match against Wawrinka that Nadal played in 2014 Australian Open final, now Nadal was clearly injured. He was not able to even walk, not able to run at all, but still he took a set 6-1 from Wawrinka. I mean, that sounds unbelievable, right? But that's the courage and that's the strength of that man, that he never gives up, and he never you can never say that he'll give you a free point or a free match even when he's injured. So I think that's a contrast in comparison. If we see theme, if we saw theme today, so I think Nadal is going to be the favorite, and I think it's going to take a magical performance from whoever gets into the final. I cannot guarantee that Djokovic would be in the final because he has like a couple of matches to play as well. So, but it was a great match, and I hope you enjoyed the match. And let's see what happens between Nadal and Sinner. Thank you.